This is me, and that is a disused railway station. Today I will be exploring and piecing together what buildings and infrastructure remain today of the Cambridge to Mildenhall branch line, stretching through Cambridgeshire to Suffolk and traversing through the flat fenlands. The journey would have started at Cambridge railway station, from which it would have made its way to Barnwell Junction. As it was located on the Cambridge to Ely line, the tracks are very much still there, but the station itself is now privately owned, and the owners seem rather adamant about it being closed off to the public. The buildings, platforms and a section of Mildenhall branch track remain in place, not really much else to see. The station closed its doors to passenger traffic in 1962 and to goods traffic in 1966. It's from here that the track continued on through Fen Ditton and into the flat fen countryside, eventually reaching its second station. And here is the approach to Quay Station on the appropriately named Station Road. It is a winding endeavour that stretches over a mile away from the centre of the village. And over there is Quay Station. It served the village of Stoke-cum-Quay. The station building still stands, and it even has a little bit of railway-related signage. The marvellously restored wood-panelled building boasts a blue plaque hinting at its past occupation. Having been opened in 1884, it was downgraded to an unstaffed halt in 1935, as it was the least used station on the line, and shut altogether in 1964. The building design is different to others on the line, featuring a timber structure. Traces of a bay platform can still be spotted, and so the train would have continued to traverse the Cambridgian countryside until coming to a stop at the next station, Bottisham and Load, a far more grand affair with an impressive red brick structure. And because I'm trying to film a video in November in Britain, the weather has just gone very bad, but there's the station. That's Bottisham and Load. There's another sign pointing to the history of this station outside the entrance to the building, and the platform remains in situ. It was opened in 1884 as Bottisham, but was renamed to its final name in 1897 when the parishes of Bottisham and Load split up. Today the large building, more familiar with the others on the line, still stands, and so does the waiting room on the down platform, and thus the journey continues on to Swaffham Prior. After following Station Road, I arrived into what felt like the middle of nowhere. And next up is Swaffham Prior Station. It is just along this road here, which is a bit of a private road. And now the station is just around this road. Indeed, the brick building that is poking from the hedgerows is the station. I didn't particularly want to trespass down this road, so these images of it protruding from tree branches shall have to do. And if you've noticed this lovely bit of merch that I've been wearing throughout the video, then you can actually get one for yourself at Teemill with clicking the link in the description. We've got some designs that I've made, printed on some very high quality jumpers, hoodies, shirts, phone cases, and you can get them just in time for Christmas. And I'm about to get hit by a car. The row of trees here mark out the course of the railway as we continue on to Burwell, the station that has seen the most change since the railway's closure. Now the next station, Burwell, has actually been replaced by a housing development called Station Gate, and now it is occupied by number 53 Station Gate, so where is that? It was similar in structure to the other stations on the line, barring Quay of course, but is now all gone. The train would again trundle through the flat fens, perhaps stopping at Exning Road Halt until reaching Fordham Station, a unique one on this line. And out of all the stations on this railway line, Fordham survived the longest because it was still on the railway line between Ely and Ipswich. While all the others closed their doors to passengers in 1962, this one persisted for 3 years, serving the Ely-Ipswich line until 1965. It also opened with this line in 1879 and thus predated all the other stations. Since its closure, only the level crossing and a blocked-off station building hint at its past. Now, since it was getting decidedly dark, I decided to skip the station of Isleham and make my way to Mildenhall. It was a similar structure to that of Bottisham and nearly identical to Burwell. The site was used as a tyre depot, and the station buildings remain in use as a private home. And now, traversing into Suffolk, the railway went past Worlington, at which a small halt was built, and pressed on to the terminus station of Mildenhall. Here stood a single platform station with a large red station building and a goods shed. But what remains? I've just arrived at the final station, Mildenhall. It is, in fact, now private property, but I'll see how close I can get. Looking through a fence offers a fine view of this well-kept station. After finding a footpath, I was able to take a look at the station site from another angle. And just over there you can see a little bit of platform. The goods shed still stands strong too. And overall it really does make sense as to why this line shut. The places it served are so rural that I don't see why anybody would particularly want to catch a train, and when buses came along it wasn't even a competition. Adding that they were limited to 30 miles an hour on the line further solidified its eventual doom, but all the same, it is sad to see that it's gone.